Welcome back to the channel. Now today I wanted to go ahead and talk about my new build that I've been trying, which is the Staff and Daggers. Now Staff is always going to be my favorite weapon. Granted, it's not the best weapon. It has recently just got a buff, so that's really nice to see. But I just love magical weapons, so obviously I did my beginner's guide on the Staff and Wand. And I wanted to try out different combinations with the staff, so I've decided to go with the daggers to make like a Mage Assassin build. Now, I've got to say this build is a lot of fun. Yes, you obviously lose the self-sustain that I had when I was Staff and Wand, because you can't self-heal yourself, apart from with the pots, of course, but they're on a long cooldown. But you do have a few get out of jail free cards, if you like. If things are getting a little bit sticky and you need to get out, whether that's in PvE or PvP, because of the dagger utility, you're able to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to showcase you, just going to jump down here, showcase you what I use, and then I'll explain why. So I always start off with the poison from the dagger, and then I follow through with my fire attacks, and then my lightning for the main damage. Now this guy doesn't want to leave me alone, so we're going to go ahead and poison up again. Going to add some more dots to him. Keep pumping out the dots. Then I'm going to go in close, and then there you have it. He's dead. So like I said, this build has a lot of burst potential, a lot of like damage over time ticks as well, because you've got the poison, you've got the flame, and then you have the lightning for the big pumping, you know, like the one ability to finish the enemy off, basically. So let me get out of here so I don't get attacked. Now if I go to my skills, this is what I'm trying to explain. So as you can see here, I have my staff maxed out, the daggers is nearly maxed out, even though it's a very slow process. But what I do is, before I engage, I use the inject venom, because this is obviously going to coat my weapon with poison. So as long as it hits, they're going to then be poisoned. It lasts 6 seconds, and it deals 2.8% damage of the base plus 1 damage per stack. Now I then immediately go into the firebomb. This has been buffed recently as well, which is really good. And then so I use my poison. I then put more dot damage onto them with the fire. I then add even more with the infernal wave, and then I go in with the chain lightning, followed by the judgment lightning. Now judgment lightning is the big boom attack, basically. And then obviously whilst these things are on cooldown, I then use shadow strike, which will then put me behind the target, and this also inflicts a bind. So this roots them for 2 seconds. Well, it has a chance to root them for 2 seconds. And then I follow up with the predatory strike, and then the brutal incision. Now, predatory strike is really good, and this really like synergizes well with the staff, because as you can see here, you deal more increased damage if the enemy is burning, if they're cursed, or if they're poisoned. Now, of course, they're going to be poisoned and they're going to be burning. So this is really huge. So you start off with poison, then the burns, and then you can also just go straight in with this if you like. But I like to use my lightning attacks first as well. And then I have the ice spear. To be honest, I've been feeling out a few different choices with this. I did have this before. And I've also tried this before as well. These two have a ridiculously long cooldown, 41 seconds and 33 seconds, and they're not that good. This ability is good for like more AoE, but I've been liking this one. This does have a high cooldown as well, but as you can see here, when I fired the ice spear, and by the way, this has also been buffed recently, it's now it has a wider cone, so it's more easier to hit, because you do actually have to like aim this one in the right direction or you will miss. But basically This does obviously good damage, but it also has a slow, so it slows the enemy down. And then earlier on when I touched upon the get out of jail free cards, because obviously like I said, your self-sustain is not great with this build. You are more of a like glass cannon type assassin. With the daggers you have the camouflage cloak, so you can literally just go invisible and that gets you out of jail. And then also I've added the Icebound Tomb, which will do damage, but it also has a high chance of completely freezing the enemy. So again, for example, I go down here, so I'm fighting this guy, and then just say I think, oh no, okay, I'm getting overwhelmed here. I can then go invisible, and then they completely lose where I am. And then if that still fails, and then I think, okay, this guy is too strong for me, go ahead and completely freeze them. And then I've got a few seconds to just focus on this enemy, whether that's an elite mob or a low mob or just whatever it may be. And as you can see here, the damage. Let me just kill this. Get rid of this one again. So you can see here, damage is pretty good, and I'm not fully bissed out by all means. Still have a way to go to be fully bissed, so the damage is only going to increase as my stats increase. So I will show you my stats here currently. Not there, sorry. I'm currently using, I don't know if you can see that, you can't see it because of the camera, but I'll tell you. So 30 dexterity here, you can see I have 30 wisdom, and then down below here where my camera is perception. I currently have that on 20 because I played around with this a lot. I had higher perception, and perception is basically, it serves as the basis for senses. It heightens awareness during battle, so it increases the attack chance, CC effects, and it also increases damage as well. But I had this at a lot higher than it is now, and to be honest, I'm not really missing that many attacks. Mana regen was becoming a little bit of an issue, so that's why I opted for more wisdom. And obviously dex is just pure for damage. The main reason why you might think, why don't I just go higher on dex or higher on wisdom? Because once you hit 30, you then have to use 2 skill points to then go up by 1. So it's diminishing returns. So what I'm going to be doing is using gear going forward. I'm going to opt for gear that has dex on it, or opt for gear that has wisdom on it, or a mixture of both, so that it can raise my stats obviously via that way. Now weapons wise, I'm still trying to be blessed by the RNG gods and get my purple staff, but at the moment, and my purple dagger, but at the moment I've got this maxed out level 9. I've got here traits wise, magic heavy attack chance, magic critical hit. Those are very important for me. And then on the daggers, ignore the daggers, because like I said, these were just what I could get at the time to try this build. But what I do want is melee critical hit, melee heavy attack chance. That's what I want on my daggers. Gear wise, this is what I have currently. This hat gives me magical critical hit, max mana. The traits are the traits are going to take a long time. But what I would like on my gear, for example, would be to have some evasion, so magic or ranged evasion for those blooming bows. And then I would want like maybe some max health or max mana. It just depends on you. Like I have a lot of mana, so I'm currently okay. Again, for this one, I get more health and more mana regen. On this here, max health, max mana. So you can see where I'm going with this. I want as much health as I can get, because I'm going to be quite squishy, and also I need mana. Traits wise on this one, I have magic endurance, max health, and health regen. So again, that's pretty good. And then for this one, I have the full set. So having the full set, this gives me more magic critical hit. And then as you can see, when I attack an enemy with 50% health or less, it increases my magical crit hit by even more. So that is really, really good. I have this currently right now with, again, magic hit, magic critical hit, and I have max mana and mana regen on there. The belt is not ideal at all, but I haven't been able to get a better one right now. Cloak, again, mana regen, magic hit. It's not the best cloak either. And then the gloves give me added attack speed, more wisdom, mana regen, and the melee evasion isn't great, but it is what it is. For the boots, magical hit, enfeeble chance. Now enfeeble chance is good for me because enfeeble chance is for the dots, so the poison or the fire, burning basically. Again, traits here, currently got max health, which is good. And then what I did not touch upon earlier was the passive skills. Now, I have flame condensation because, of course, as you can see here, it increases burning damage by 63% and also the duration. Then we have here mana ball eruption. It shoots an additional magical orb, so it's more damage. And then I have increased my mana, and then again increase my mana. Then from the daggers passive skills, I've got crit, 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 and then more poison damage. So you can see that the whole basis of the build is to try and get as much crit as possible, as much dot damage as possible. And then we have masteries. For the staff, I've gone with the destroy because you get base damage, magical hit, more base damage, regen, cooldown speed, and more bonus damage, and then more cooldown speed. For my daggers mastery, I've chosen for the disguise route because you get more defense, health regen, mana cost efficiency. Again, you have more cooldown speed and more. It's just basically more defense and more buff durations and more like cooldown. Because you might think, oh, let's go for poison here because you get more melee hit and stuff like that, but I don't want that. I want my defenses a bit higher, again, because like I said, my self-sustain isn't the greatest, so that's why I'm going for mana regen and health regen. And if I show you here, I have max health is 8.7, health regen is 690, my mana regen is brilliant, stamina, as you can see, attack speed, incoming heals, move speed, and then my, where is it? My magic critical hit is 706, and then my evasions is what is currently lacking right now. But when you're DPS, the main focus is obviously to try and get your damage as high as possible. And yes, your defenses do take a hit, but I mean, as long as you can try and kill people quickly, then who needs too much defenses, right? But no, all jokes aside, it's a really fun build. I'm really enjoying it. Again, it's only going to get even better as we get further into the game and I actually get fully BIST out traits and BIST gear. Currently, if I show you on the map, because the Lizard Island is now open, and if I go on to here, I can't remember if it's the soldier. Yeah, here it is. These mobs, the drop rate is ridiculously low, but if I ever get a chance to get this item, this is what I want, because it gives me free dexterity, it gives me more wisdom, and it gives me magic heavy attack chance. So this is going to be great for my build, great for mages overall, staff users and stuff like that. And then as you can see here, if you do get the set, you can have more enfeeble duration. So again, that helps the poison and it helps the burning. So yeah, really happy for this. Now this is in the game, it's just gonna be pain trying to get it. But yeah, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's my Staff and Dagger build that I'm currently using. If you're using Staff and Dagger, let me know in the comment section down below. If you're excited to use Staff and Dagger, again, just leave me your thoughts. And yeah, any questions, of course, feel free to drop into the stream. I do stream over on Twitch. Link will be in the description down below. Trying to stream at least 3 times a week at the moment. So yeah, Anyway, hope you guys and girls are well, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.